everybody, and welcome to another Magic City Morphs video. We are glad to be back with you for our second video of us basically getting back into things. If you saw the last video, that was basically me explaining kind of what's been going on around here, why did we stop breeding, what we're doing now, and our journey as becoming keepers, and just solely keepers, no more breeding, anything like that. So that's all explained in that previous video. I have Priya out here. She is our proven lesser cinnamon ball python. She had our 13 babies that we had back in 2022. That was a lot of babies for a ball python, you guys, but they were all healthy babies, and she hasn't had any more clutches since. She's pretty much a retired breeder. But I have her out because she is our biggest ball python and our biggest current snake we have, because our boa constrictors are not fully grown. And I wanted to talk to you today about handling. Some things to note about handling when it comes to being safe, being smart, and going off of the body language of your snake, knowing how to read your snake, things like that. Some tips and tricks, if you will. As you can see, on the subject of body language, she is very, very comfortable. She is kind of halfway around my neck, but also halfway down here, kind of exploring, looking around her surroundings. And that's what you really, really want. When you have your snakes out around people and whatnot, you want them to be in this relaxed state. Now, I want you to watch what she does with her head. And this is true for a lot of ball pythons. They are very touch sensitive with their head. They kind of want to hide their head, duck away really quick. Some people confuse that a little bit for, oh, the snake just struck at you. No, they are actually backing away really quick with their head. I'll show you. Did you see that? Now that did scare her, and I hated to do that to her, but I wanted to show you what I was talking about. So some people can get a little bit jumpy if they're holding a snake like a ball python for the first time. And that happens because they might mistake things and think that, oh, she just tried to bite me. No, she's just actually being very jumpy because she sees your hand come up in front of her face, and she's protecting herself. She's backing away really quick. And so a lot of times when people are holding snakes like ball pythons, they can confuse that for a bite. Now, a boa constrictor, on the other hand, would probably be more likely to strike at you instead of be a little bit more scared like this and kind of shy away. But that response from her right there was just her being a little bit spooked, you know. So when little children especially are holding your snake, like if you're having people come over or you have young kids yourself and they're learning how to hold your snakes, that's a good little tip, is to try to tell them to keep their hands and anything away from their face, because it scares them, you know, and we want to respect the animal. Another thing is being very gentle and not squeezing too hard. A lot of little kids like to do that. I know mine likes to do that. She's trying to get a little bit better at it since she's almost 4. But, you know, a lot of kids think snakes are giant fun noodle toys in a way. So, you know, that all goes hand in hand with teaching children how to respect animals in general, what to do and what not to do. When you're getting your snakes out, a lot of times, depending on the individual snake, we have some snakes that are very, very food driven. Even ball pythons we have. Some of them are very food driven. So their first tendency is to strike first, ask questions later. That's why when we pull the tubs out or open the enclosures, we want to use a snake hook. We want to gently touch them on the head, let them know it's not time to eat. You're about to have some hands come in here and get you out. That is for them and you, because that's communicating to them as the snake handler, snake owner. This is not a feeding day. This is a handling day, because, you know, you're not supposed to handle them on the same day that you feed. You're supposed to wait at least 48 hours. Sometimes for the bigger ones, a lot longer. But you want to communicate that to them, what it means when you're using the hook, how to communicate these messages to them, these different messages that you want to convey to them. And that's just going to help them as they grow up, because you know boa constrictors get very big. So before the snake gets to be a lot bigger, you want to be able to have them hook trained or tap trained. You want them to understand when it's time to come out and be handled and when it's time to eat. Another thing, a good practice, especially when you have a brand new baby snake, even a ball python, maybe you don't really think you need to hook or tap train your ball python. You still want to try to come in from behind and gently go under and pick them up from underneath their body. You don't really want to come in from up here, because you're going to frighten them and get them to thinking you're a predator that's like a bird about to swoop down and get them. So you want to practice being really gentle and kind of just coming in from behind, coming in from the back of their body. If they are very defensive at first, which a lot of baby snakes are, Rumi has her moments definitely. You want to also hold their face away from you until they can kind of calm down and get used to their surroundings, get used to you. And I personally, there's snakes that I have that I will never hold in front of my face. I will never let near my face. I have seen plenty of people get bitten in the face. But, you know, on the subject of snakes having different personalities, like I said, there are just certain snakes that I would not let near my face. I'll let her near my face because I've had her for a really long time. And if she wants to come up here near my face, that's fine. But I have a boa in here that I would never let near my face. He is the type that you have to really, really get him to understand you're not feeding him. He was a little bit older when we got him, so that was kind of a factor in it. But they're all different. They're all slightly different. But the key is when you get them as a baby, and even if you get them and they're already a little bit older, you do still want to try to teach that. You know, even if they're still different from your other snakes and tend to be a little bit more food driven than your other snakes, you still want to teach that stuff, guys. You still want to instill that. And I never, even if it's a baby, just reach in and grab them. You know, because you're not giving them the opportunity to learn the difference between handling and feeding. Now, a snake of this size, moving on from that, this is fine to be around my neck. I don't really need to have both hands or one hand on her. She's a ball python. She's not going to get any bigger than this. But anything like a fully grown boa constrictor, a Burmese python, a reticulated python, anything that is going to be a larger constrictor, if you're by yourself especially, you want to always have one hand over here. And that's going to help you in the event that they wrap their entire body around your neck, and they might just be really strong. It doesn't mean that they're trying to kill you, trying to suffocate you, trying to do anything on purpose. They are just that strong, and you're essentially like this big tree that they're hanging out on. And if you're not careful and you let them kind of wrap too tightly around the wrong area, you can be in trouble if it's a really big snake and you don't have anybody to help you. So that's a good rule of thumb. You know, if you have a really large constrictor around your neck, to always have one hand on one side of their body, to just have that separation there in case you need to reposition or redirect the snake. I think pretty much we have gone over most things. The only other thing I would have left is to make sure you're washing your hands. You know, if you got any other small animals or pets in your house, wash your hands, and definitely be mindful of washing your hands afterwards. Guys, that was our video for today. We will be doing another topic in the next video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.